Hello, fam. Happy April 29th. Happy Wednesday, right? I want to start off this video by saying that basically what's the title of this video? Success is a decision. Success is a fucking decision. All right. So, what you're seeing right now is my Instagram. Look, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, basically me and some other friends are basically saying like, "Hey, um respectfully, of course, not saying this any disrespectfully, not trying to say anything with hate or anything. I know I'm a little bit bold, but just how else am I supposed to say it, right? Without sounding like a bot. So there's one person been trading a whole year. I think she's been in a trading space close to 3 years though, but finally, an account flip, what posted day 207, right? And is still blowing evals. Does not even seem like she's ever got to fund it. Again, not here to hate. We all need some guidance. Now, that's all I said. Fam, you need some guidance. Now, you could look at basically. Actually, there's no way you can check whose comment I actually posted this under. But anyways, I was like that. Now, this person, amazing person. Hey, Nolan, hearing this, if you're watching this, love you, bro. Thank you for all the support. As always, whether you're with me, whether you're following me, whether you don't agree with me, no matter what and where we stand, I love each and every single one of you guys. Always spreading positivity and really praying for your success in this journey, right? Day trading. It's not easy. It's not for the weak, but there's a lot of false information. There's a lot of propaganda. So Nolan, again, love you, man. He just said this is my mentor. I mean, this is the only post in a comment that actually has more than one like, and now it has actually even more than 19 likes. So let's talk about it. Now, again, success is a decision, right? So, learn from the first time. What would be dope is if I actually open my trading journal here, but if I'm gonna open it in the midst of this video, it's gonna show everything. Don't want that. But today would have been my second red day, but actually, it's always as I always say, I keep my strategy legit. Now, why? It's because I've been trading close to literally just a month away from officially hitting that 9.5 years just being as a trader, being an investor, right? From penny stocks, options, forex currency pairs, NAS, and then now finally US 30. Now I have been, and then even options, which was my worst journey, I have been quite fairly successful, right? Successful enough to be profitable, although options, it was the stretch of being profitable was very stretched, thinly stretched, meaning I was just, if I were to be living with my profits from options trading, the profit I made, honestly, I would be probably have to be cutting my diet. I'd be taking care of my rent, but really struggling. Now, this trade, what happened today? Took 3 trades, right? 3 trades. What you're taking a look at, 2 separate accounts. You can see on the time frame, 6:53 a.m. PST. This is roughly 23 minutes after New York opening. For those who don't understand what 6:53 a.m. PST means, I get it. Don't worry, not here to judge. But as you can see, these are today's dates, right? So let's talk about it. I want to talk about this first trade. I mean, we can talk about it on the bigger picture once we hop onto the charts. But first, I was so convinced, man, that today was going to be a freaking bullish day. Honestly, it took me a lot of time analyzing US 30 today to understand why we dumped. Now, I don't care who says what. Out of the 5 years I've been working as a bank investor, as a California pension retirement investor, and now for the company that I'm finally, deciding that this is going to be most likely, until further notice, is going to be my last company that I'm working as a, private equity investment officer. I'm going to tell you one thing. Now, I say this all the time, and there's a lot of other things I could say because, I know how the markets move. I know how the markets move. I know what moves the market, and I know exactly the important time frames. Actually, it's more so considered as time windows, meaning there's a certain movement expected between so and so. I know that stuff. But what I'm going to tell you guys, and I could actually be generous to say 2 of them just free, open. I mean, everything's free, but sure, just on my YouTube, just open like this. If okay, if you are in a slight loss and you get a change of bias, right? You get this like a little instinct, if you will, a little kick in your mental saying that if we're not really pushing up, how much longer am I willing to hold this in drawdown before I know that I'm completely wrong? And then when you're ahead of that, when your mentor is sharp enough to understand that, you cut it for a small loss. I kid you not, that's all that really had happened today. As soon as I realized that we're dumping, I waited for the retracement, and I was like, if we're gonna keep dumping, I want to see this thing flush. I jumped in just 5 minutes after market opening, and I just wrote it. I kid you not, I just wanted to be. I just realistically, my TP was to follow the lows, which would have been $72, and then all of a sudden we got to 78, and then we got to 90, and I was like, okay. And then I saw 110, then I saw 170, and I just manually closed out. Luckily though, and what's funny is that I was actually live in Discord, right? I was talking about it. I wasn't really sharing my screen, to be brutally honest, but I do stream my trades, and if this video gets 15 likes before New York opening tomorrow, I will also live stream, right, from my desk, from sharing everything on my screen, showing you guys my execution, showing you guys my charts. I will share my screen live in my Discord. That's what I do. I've done that probably close to 10 times now, maybe even more, but I do that, and I honestly enjoy it, though it creates a little bit more of a stress and a mental, I guess, bubble, if you will, right? But I do enjoy it, to say the least. Now, that's all I did, and then I ended today. I mean, this is break even, but still, say $18. Hey, I'll take it. Right? I'll take it. I'm not gonna count this as a W, but the fact that I mean, this could have been a $400 loss. This could have been easily more than $400 of a loss, because this thing had dropped easily 100 plus points. Right? So, you need to know when to cut your losses if you can. I mean, unlike what happened to me last Friday, that was a 115-point loss. Really embarrassing. But when you can, try to cut your trades, and when you understand, looking at the charts, okay, well, this is going way below where I wanted to hold support, just cut it. Don't second guess. You're getting emotional, just cut it, honestly. So that's the first piece of advice. Second piece of advice, and I'm being brutally honest, and this comes back to these type of comments. Me and my Discord, me and my friends are trying to spread this, that you need help. Just come look at my channel. It's all free, brother. It's all free. And I'm actually the one of the people who actually don't care about selling anything. And above all, I have the damn experience. A lot of you guys, I think making YouTube videos is a great way to journal your trades, journal your mental. Look back few weeks, few months of a video and be like, what was I thinking on that day? Well, that day was my shittiest day. Now, what did I do that day that I don't want to repeat myself for tomorrow? Or perhaps, like this one day last July was one of my best trades. I basically banked a little over 100 points on NAS, and it was all pre-market. I mean, I didn't even have to wait for market opening. And market opening, I would have got even more of a 100-point move, but still, I saved that video, and I remember that video as one of my best trades for straight up just the whole of last year. And what was unique about that is that I was straight up in a whole different country, in a whole different cafe, and it was just one of those days that I struggled a lot to even get to a table, or to a cafe that had a table and Wi-Fi. And then I made it to the cafe, had a decent Wi-Fi, and I was still like, you know what? Let me just turn on my hotspot. And luckily, my hotspot was at least operatable enough, right? So I make these videos for the sake of myself, journaling, mentally understanding where and what I want to repeat. A lot of other people, though, you make these videos on prop firms and then you spam your affiliate codes. You're not here to trade. Just quit it. I don't fucking care. Don't lie. You're lying to everybody. But you can't lie to yourself. You can't look at a person in the mirror and be like, I'm doing this to become profitable. Look at Diego Barrera, right? We could actually talk about all these traders. And let's hop onto it, right? Look, I'm taking a break from trading. That's today. Somebody, negative 16.5 thousand. You're on your third, technically funded, just this year. You've been getting a new funded every damn month of this year so far. This guy. Okay. Yeah, I didn't say his name yet. Live day trading, losing 75K. Now, he's a gutsy person for sure, but all three of these people don't have a legit strat. And this is going to come to my second piece of advice. Yes, there is such a thing that's called as a legit strat, right? There's only three strategies that all these big firms use, and truth to be told, they're all kind of incorporated and mixed with each other. Now, ICT is a piece of shit. I don't care who says what, right? He trades some form of ICT. Actually, he does. This one's an ICT pure trader. He's the one that pushes propaganda, and then he makes easy 500,000-600,000 a month just off of affiliations. Stupid. And if you follow ICT, you're the leader of that. I mean, you're as blind as the fucking leader. Probably even dumber. This one, he has 5 indicators. Thinks he's trading. Look, trading 20 accounts, 50 accounts. He's already negative for the whole fucking year. 6 figures negative. This guy taking a break. I don't want to show his. It's gonna show his name. He's a nice kid. I like him. Really do. I love supporting and giving praise for what people do deserve. But it's just he learned from TJR. Like many of you guys, you learn from a big name branded person. You see the flashy cars and you get shiny item down syndrome. Right, that's basically what is just this whole trading industry. It's full of morons, and I hate saying that because nobody's stupid, but truly you are only as smart as the people that you affiliate yourself with. With that being said, I don't want to talk too much because then tomorrow could be a red day for me, but I just hope that you guys all have you guys are holding yourself, because these are tough times to say the very least. No matter what the markets move, it's all calculated, but it's tough times. Now, with my second picture, I'm technically my third trade, but the first one on my big account, I was not wrong. This one curled all the way back up, but this one took way too long. This thing, I got closed out after I adjusted my stop loss and profit. Man, this one was fucking close to hitting $2,800. I probably did. It flashed $2,800, and then all of a sudden, where I was scared of her, and I was gonna trail my stop loss a little bit more aggressive, but I needed to see it basically break this little, what I was scared of. Right? I don't want to say resistance because I didn't generally think it would hold resistance. Maybe she just needed time to reload orders, because that's a real thing. In case you didn't know, right? You guys are thinking, oh, ICT, divergence, SMT. No. There's banks and all these big firms. There's something called reloading, or perhaps loading orders. They go multiple rounds. And I just kind of got fucked up. Now, I did not. I also tried to chase this trade. I did not want to basically give it, once I'm in blue, I don't want to risk being back in the red, right? Don't matter. I'd rather be $637 in profit than to be even 2 cents in the red. Come on, common fucking sense. And that's how you be profitable. That's how you remain profitable every single time. This is how you remain profitable, even if you just completely just took a loss of negative 148 when you're on average making $100 to $200 to $300 profit a day, even on a small account, regardless of the size of the capital or the account. You can make profit, dude. You can easily be profitable. Now, enough talking. I think we already spent like 10 minutes talking. Let's hop on the charts, right? Now, I was back testing earlier on my flight. What's weird, you can see it, right? You can see it. US 30 and NAS, I was both dead wrong. I did. What's funny with NAS is actually my students, Zero, or just one guy in my Discord, he actually got this pretty spot on. But me personally, I wanted to see this. Obviously, it's no secret. When we came up, bounced, went down, was holding resistance over here, right, to the downside. And when we finally crossed it, support, resistance, you know, it basically is always going through this little line, right? Now, I wanted to basically see it do this. I wanted to see it hold this, and I wanted to see it not being bullish. I wanted to basically see pre-market her getting up, and then either at market opening or even in the pre-market just slightly enter right over here, and I would try to chase basically the next support and resistance, which would be easily somewhere. I might keep it simple for you guys. Somewhere in this area, right? Somewhere in this area. Now, if you're just doing the math from basically where I was expecting it to hold support to TP, easy 70 fucking points. Easy, 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 easy. Now, this was wrong because this is what happened pre-market. Right? Now, and then in market opening, I think she just tanked. So that's very unfortunate for one. And I think there's one member in my Discord noticed that we're holding support over here, and he tried to get this trade. I don't really 100% remember which one of those took that buy down there, but man, it panned out nice for them. I don't remember where they closed out in profit. It might have been either they trailed it up here at the 27,087, or they probably held this, and I think it was a bullish day overall on NAS. Now, I was wrong on NAS, and I can always admit where I'm wrong, because that's how you learn, right? I'm not here to be right, I'm here to be rich. I promise, every single time. When you have the mentality, when you understand what strategies, follow that mental, then you can easily be in profit, right? Not ideally either account. These are not good profits. I mean, I say it back over here. I know a handful of peeps. I'm gonna like my own shit. This is too good. Hey fam, I know a handful of peeps are getting messed up, and all I can really ever say is to keep your head up and to be strong, right? Well, but you, no matter what, I personally, and yes, I did have surgery yesterday morning, right? And yes, I'm not really doing the best. But no matter what, I still show up every fucking day because I don't want to live my life, and I just don't, for a long time, live my life with any regrets, right? And neither do I want to leave space on the table for the thought that I could have, you know, if I reflect and I'm like, oh, I could have banked if I showed up. No, don't. You sound like a jackass, right? Don't be that type of person, because that person will always be in last place, and it's just because of that one simple mental thing. Right, that they think they would have got it. Well, you clearly weren't there, so you already failed. That's you already lost. that's honest, brutal truth, right? And I show up every day, try my best just to give it a shot, to give it a go. If I get a reading, I'm not here just to force a buy or sell. Anybody can do that, but not anybody can at least be up even 2-3 points in the money. It's a damn truth. Now, that was a beautiful sell, man. That was a beautiful sell. If you apply that with everything, that one mental thing, if you apply it to everything you're truly passionate about, then I'm sure you're bound to get it, guys. It's not rocket science. It's all just about timing at that point, right? You can fail 100 times, but you're not going to fail 100 in the first time, right? You can fail 1,000 times, but the 1,001 time, guess what? You probably just figured it out, just struck gold in the middle of nowhere. And I promise, when it hits, and this is kind of how profitability just hit me, I don't know. One day I woke up and I was like, I got this shit. It's just true. In every industry I've traded, it's just, I wake up some days and I'm like, I got this. I know who I am. So, and I'm not overly confident. I know who I am. That's all it is, right? Success is a decision. So, going back to US 30, now I really wanted to see it. Basically, if I just grab my marker, right, I kind of saw it doing this. And I thought we could basically hold, and still kind of looking at it, it's a hard one, but I really wanted to see it hold support here. Right now, we held support here, we held support here, held support here, held support basically all the way here. So I don't know. I mean, if I just clear my chart, I brutally still honestly think that this would have been a great freaking uh support zone. It just makes sense. Every time it came down, push back up, came down, push up, came down, retested, push up. But it just, fuck, this thing is really just doing it now. My trading view glitches from time to time. Oh man, how am I gonna bypass this? Let's just do this. Alright, sweet enough. But we came down here, right? We were wickingless. I did enter right here. And this math is not even gonna be roughly accurate whatsoever. But I was like, dude, I was already like 120 points dollars in drawdown. I just wanted to stay still with my bias, but I was telling my Discord while I was being in a VC that this is giving me a nasty feeling. Not giving me the best feeling because we're not bouncing, right? I wanted to see it basically break above all these highs, with this one being the ultimate and ultimately the best TP. But it just never had happened. We weren't bouncing, and every time we bounced, it was just like I was basically just close to my entry, still in small drawdown, which was nothing more than like 5, 10, 15 points every single time. Very choppy in the pre-market, but then at market opening, and I still have to just do this, but then at market opening, sure enough, and you can just see it. And sorry guys, I'm just using a different time frame just because on the 15-minute, my trading view is laggy right now, so this is the only alternative I have. She literally came up. I was $90 in profit, but I'm not the type of person to be like, I should close the trade right now. No. I'm firm on my bias, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not entirely surprised, but it's kind of a kicker that we're coming back up. I just wanted to basically see it break this before I move my stop loss, right? Not sure. Looking back at the charts right now, I'm like, damn, that's 72 points of a difference from my entry to there, but still, I was like, I want to basically see it get close and break that line. Then I'm gonna adjust my stop loss into profit or to protect my entry. But she didn't. She immediately just flashed down. I was just $90 in profit, $80 in profit for fucking like 10 seconds. And then when I saw the nasty wig, we're coming back down here, and I was like, okay, I gotta close it. She's coming down. Luckily she wasn't too far below, so I just closed out. And by the time I closed out, man, she did tank, and I'm just lucky it wasn't 248 in a red, dude. So 148, honestly, it could really easy loss for me to just swallow. Because there's just times you gotta accept that if you're wrong, which not a lot of people like to understand. First of all, you have to swallow your ego. This is not a game to have an ego. But if you're wrong, how much are you willing to be wrong? And this is my brutal and honest truth. Just this much, sir. That's all I wanted to be wrong. Okay, that's fine. You see how I easily made it back? Really, a small scalp, just trying to really, if I could pick any number, it would have been to make $70-$80. Not even to recover my full loss. You don't ever want to have that mental. It could really be toxic for your mental health, to be brutally honest. But it panned out, right? It panned out. So, sure, before this thing fully dropped all the way, I did see it holding basically this area. Now, what's weird is that I was kind of indecisive whether she could hold support. I really wanted to see it support, but it kind of seemed like we were basically holding close to where I wanted to be support. She was basically holding it as resistance. So sure, she did come close enough. I got in a sell. I just wrote it and not even nearly that down. Otherwise, if you're seeing right now from my entry to where my cursor is, that's 100 points of a difference, which is not even remotely true. I think I just got 40 points in profit. So yeah, you just have to understand when to flip your bias. You have to understand when to be wrong. Another thing that's kind of been crossing my mind and just reading my Discord and some other trading Discords that I'm in, and just reading just the whole rumors of the trading space. Now, yes, Powell, the Fed chairman, leaving today, being ultimately his last month in his current position in the chair. It's honestly great news. Right now, I will talk about this, but that's something I'm willing to talk about in VC, in my Discord. These type of things, it shouldn't be always just talked about so loosely and freely and openly on a YouTube video. So, I think this is all I want to say. Again, if this video gets 15 likes, I will live stream tomorrow. If it even gets 14 likes, I'm just gonna have to be, I'm gonna have to respect that. So, peace, love, and cheers. Stay strong. Tomorrow's Thursday. Then tomorrow's the last day of April, so we're gonna definitely have some volume. Although Friday, the first day of the month, it's probably best for many traders just to sit out. And I don't really condone people sitting out, but when you know that certain things are gonna be a slapper, like the first day and the last day of the month, that's when it realistically makes sense to skip out. Or if you're just not feeling good, right? I get it. We all have our moments. I'm the type of person who quite literally shits his pants in his desk just sitting down. Yeah, I am. So, but I don't puss out. So, laugh at me all you want, but I don't puss out. So, peace, love, and cheers, and many, 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 many blessings. Please